Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the FordTechMakuloco channel. Today, as you can see, we're working on a 2005 Lincoln Navigator with a 5.4 liter 3-valve engine in it. Why? Because it needs a new engine. Yep, customer just drove down the road supposedly and the thing went boom, boom, boom. And that was it. That's all she wrote. So sure enough, I got the vehicle in, engine's locked up, engine on order. I'm about to pull it out and I need to unstick the engine so I can turn it over and get to the converter nuts, and I found some mass destruction. So the first thing I did is I dropped the pan so I can access the main journals inside of there, and oh boy, you can see inside this pan once I dropped it, I knew it was extra heavy, and we'd find some carnage inside of here. You see those little springies there? Yeah, those are oil control rings for the piston. So yeah, all this down inside of here are pieces of the connecting rod and the piston. I've never seen one totally destroyed like that. Must have been on the highway where it didn't have a chance to exactly slow down and lock up. It just kind of beat itself to death. Wow. And there's a lot in here. This is one of the worst engines I've ever seen come apart like this. So I was looking over at the engine, see where it's bound up so I can unstick it to access the converter nuts to get the trans separated. And we're looking up at this thing. Where's it at? Where's it at? We're looking around. Is anything burnt up looking? Oh, we can see the cylinder head right there. Oh boy. So what is this, cylinder 3 back here? We're gonna focus in on that and get you zoomed. Yeah, that's the cylinder head right there, buddy. So if you ever wondered what the piston top face is looking at inside the cylinder in the combustion chamber, that's what it's looking at. There's the 2 intakes up top and the 1 exhaust down below. You see one of the intakes is totally gone. And that must have just destroyed it from there on out. So probably a roller follower that broke in there, hung it up, and then it destroyed the top of the piston. Once the piston came apart, you know, it's just a domino effect at that point. There's pieces of it everywhere in here. Well, I mean, this, you know, Ford's gonna get this engine back and they're just gonna be like, we can't salvage it, it's going to the meltdown pile. So you can see the connecting rod on this side got a little scored up. I think it's fine. There's the other half of the connecting rod right there. And there's pieces of it over there. So I'm gonna just get the air hammer in there on one of those bolts and or get a hold of those bolts and just unbolt it, and we should be free revving at that point. But man, what a failure, you know? Unbelievable. I've never seen a piston totally freaking gone like this. Unreal. I mean, it just must have been at high speeds on the highway when it let go. The rest of it, you know, looks fine and all that stuff. I don't see anything too crazy in here. Somewhere in the backside of the tone ring there. It's been rattling at startup for a while now. Looks all original inside here, about 150,000 miles. But yeah, pretty crazy to see this kind of destruction in here. So I figured I'd take a second to show you guys. Wow, no piston at all. Real quick, let's take a look at what I drained out of here. Before I show you the cocktail of fluids that I drained out of the oil pan, let's take a look at the failure from the top side of the engine. Now, as you just saw, cylinder 3, which is 1, 2, 3 right here from down below, the piston, connecting rod, everything was just gone. Mass destruction, right? And I alluded to the fact that this probably was all caused by a failed roller follower up top. Well, I just pulled the valve cover off, and sure enough, guess what I found? So let's take a look. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because this can potentially save all you 5.4 liter 3-valve owners out there thousands of dollars, okay? This is an unnecessary repair. This has been making noise for 10 to 20,000 miles. This did not just happen out of nowhere, okay? So they either didn't hear it or ignored it, and a $4 roller follower that seized up cost them to have a $7,000 repair bill. New engine from Ford, labor, manifolds, new hoses, all that good stuff. Yeah, lots and lots of money. So let's take a look and see exactly what happened. So we're looking at cylinder 3 right here. So there's the 2 intakes and here's the exhaust. What you'll find, what I found is common, is the roller followers on the right-hand bank, cylinder 3, mainly on the intakes here, will seize up. They will fail first out of all of these on the engine. So if you have a ticking noise from the passenger side of the engine that's constant, never goes away, cold, hot, just constantly there, it's an abnormal ticking noise, do not ignore it. It's a failing roller follower. It's a warning. Get in there and get it fixed. The part is like $4. I mean, come on. So a set is like $130, $120 maybe, and you'd be back in business for another 150 to 200,000 miles. So what happens is the needle bearings inside this roller follower right here, they start to fail, okay? And at first, they'll get loose like this. See this right here? You see how it's extra loose and kind of coming apart? This is how they start. And that's where you're getting all that lash and the noise, the warning in the valve train here. Like I said, 10, 20,000 miles, this has been happening. This did not happen out of nowhere, okay? Then eventually, they get so bad in there and so worn that they start to seize up. And that's where it starts to skip around and seize under all that pressure of the valve spring, and it starts chewing into the cam lobe on here. So you'll see it's all chewed up. This has been happening for a while. This is normal. This is all chewed up. You can see it. And like I said, it's very, very common, especially in the right-hand bank, cylinder 3. Case in point, here is a camshaft from a 2011 Expedition I'm doing a timing job on right now, and it has a failed roller follower. Guess which one? Yeah, look at that. This one's grooved deep, big time right here. Now, luckily for this guy, yeah, he has 185,000 miles on this Expedition. Luckily for that guy, though, he just needed a new camshaft and a follower set, of course. You can see this one totally seized, and it just starts chewing into it. Big time, look at that. And it actually got really hot because it started burning oil whenever it touched it. And this one was seized so bad, it started to affect the lash adjuster to the point where it started coming apart too. And once that retainer pops and the plunger pops out, guess what? This piece is flying around your engine like a pinball, destroying everything. Yeah, so the way these fail is that either the lash adjuster will start to seize up and just chew up the camshaft lobe, or they'll seize up and then they'll get stuck in there weird, and then the cam lobe will come around to actuate it, and it'll kick it out past the lash adjuster here, and it'll chunk out the cylinder head. So then you need a cylinder head, okay? Or, as you just saw here, the worst case scenario, which seems to happen most, the follower starts to seize, starts to get loose like that, it gets kicked out of there, okay? Doesn't have the pressure to keep it in place anymore. And then in this one, it kicked up, it pushed down on the retainer for the spring, which is sitting right there, you see it? Pushed down on that, the keepers went, bye-bye, see ya. They fell out, and then this spring, boom, popped up, okay, unharmed, and then the valve drops down into the cylinder, bye-bye, and then the head of the valve is down in the combustion chamber. That piston comes up, boom, and that just goes from there. It just breaks, like this one broke off, and just kind of moved around in there and just destroyed it that quick, okay, because it puts a crack in the piston, and then the piston just starts coming apart under load like that. So, yeah, sure enough, you know, a $4 part caused this guy to have a huge repair bill. I mean, look what I had to pull apart on the engine. All these caps, these main caps. Here's pieces of the rod cap for the one cylinder. This is the cylinder I had to beat it off of. You can see there's the other half of it right there. That's the connecting rod. Whole part of it anyways. It's the very tip of it here that actually goes around the crankshaft. So this was wedged, and then I had to move all of these other caps out of the way, these cross pins. Bearings, of course, fell out. I mean, mass destruction. Here's also mainly bolts I took apart to get to it. And then, where's it at? There's the wrist pin. So the end of the connecting rod, which is this right here, there's a little piece that was left. This and the wrist pin, look how thick that is, were wedged against the cylinder block and the crankshaft. That's what caused it to stop dead in its tracks once these fell down to that point. I mean, look at all this that I had to take apart on here. It's mass destruction. Again, it was all caused by a $4 roller fall. I mean, look at this one right here. You can see this one did not fail. This is from this cylinder, this exhaust valve right here. See this one right here? It broke in half. It actually broke it in half, but the follower is just fine on here. This was destroyed by all this stuff moving around in here and chewing stuff up and cracking stuff. So this one didn't fail. This one was a result of the other damage that happened. So, yeah, I just want to show you guys that, put it in your head that if you have engine noises in the 543 valve, a ticking noise especially, do not ignore it. These things will destroy your engine, either the cylinder head or a complete engine failure like this one right here. I mean, phaser knock, I've never seen a Ford phaser actually come apart and cause any kind of destruction. They can knock all day long. You hear a little ticking noise from these followers, and guess what? You better get in there real quick. And like I said, a follower set, maybe it's 130, 140, depends where you buy it. You want to use Ford parts, of course. And that's all there is to it. Then they're all new, all 24 of them, and you won't have this problem again. Let's check out what I pulled from the pan on this engine, and we'll just close out with that. Here's another common noise that's often misdiagnosed as a phaser that is knocking, and that is the latch adjuster or roller follower that has collapsed. Take a listen. You hear that sharp tapping noise in the valve tray in there? Now compare it to this side, which does not have that issue. Going back over once again. Uh-oh, we got coolant coming out of the oil pan. Not good. That's not super clean engine oil. Let's check it out. Oh, no. That's not no 0W20. Oh, man. That's coolant. That's a lot of coolant. Holy cow, that's a lot of coolant. Where's the oil at? It's finally trickling out. Wow. Wow. Another 543 valve.